Hello and welcome to the final part of the three-part webinar series where we've been teaching you exactly how to create a short video to help grow your business. So this is the really important part. This is where we get down to it and we actually create our videos. So in this short webinar, I'm going to be teaching you and giving you some of the tips that have really helped me when creating the video. So just to refresh what we've done. Part one, we've talked through what the short video is, why it's important, and we've started to brainstorm ideas about what you can start to create your video around. Then in part two, we went over creating your plan. So really understanding the structure of your videos, how you're going to promote your videos through all the different platforms. And now, after this webinar, I want you to go ahead and create the videos. So let me go through some of the tips which I've found really useful when creating short videos with my smartphone. So first of all, it's really important to practice your video in your head and time yourself. So we've done all the planning, we know what we're going to talk about and how we're going to talk about it. The first thing I do is I just sit down and I go over it in my head, and I also time myself. So what I want you to do, you can pause this video as well, so that you can actually do this stuff. I want you to sit there and I want you to go through the video in your head saying exactly what you'd say, and I want you to have a phone or a stopwatch near you and I want you to time yourself. Remember, it has to be under 30 seconds for this video. So once you've done that a few times, you'll start to get used to what you're saying. And you'll still appear, when you're in your video, you still want to appear natural. So you don't want to be reading off a sheet or being very much like a robot. You want to be really natural and just be yourself, speak how you speak. You don't need to change anything you do because, like I mentioned before, you want to get your personal brand across. So right now, stop this video and practice what you're going to say in your head and time yourself. Ready? Go. Good. So hopefully you've just paused the video and practiced it over in your head until you're comfortable with the video. Now, the next tip I'm going to give you is when you're actually videoing yourself, you want to make sure you're in a quiet place. So this could be somewhere inside, it could be at your office, but just make sure that there's not lots of sound going on. Make sure there's not computers in the background or other people speaking in the background. Get to a nice quiet place because it's important that the audio sounds good. And eventually you can pick up a microphone like the one I've got on to improve the audio quality. But to be honest, for almost all of the videos we're talking about that I create, I just use the mic on my camera because smartphones have really good cameras now. So make sure you're in a quiet place. So the next tip moving on is to hold your phone in landscape looking down at your face when you video. So you don't want to be doing this, looking upwards like that. You want it landscape. The reason you want to hold your phone landscape is because when you share the video on social media, it will fit much more nicely, if that makes sense. It will, if you're doing it portrait, there can be big black lines either side of the video, but landscape shows up really well. So make sure your phone is in landscape and make sure you're holding it at about that kind of angle, looking down. It's a much nicer angle for yourself. And you want somewhere where there's lots of light coming in, like where I am now, near a window, or it's good to use the daylight as well. So make sure there's enough light, and you might have a good background that you want to be, show to your audience. It might be in your office. It might have your branding color, like I've got here. But it doesn't have to be anything sophisticated. Just something that looks nice. You could be sitting on a chair. Just make sure the background looks good, and you've got the camera your smartphone landscape looking down at yourself. So that's really important. And then this is really, really, really important. Okay, so the next tip I'm going to provide you is that you really need to watch back your video, practice your video and watch back. Now, there's a but with this. Your video doesn't have to be perfect. If when you're speaking, if you kind of muck up a bit and say, it doesn't matter too much. The reason these videos are so effective is because they're real raw videos, no big production value. So, you might want to video yourself a couple of times, but don't really try and get it perfect. It's never going to be perfect. And that's cool. It's completely cool because your video is you. It's your personality, your brand. So don't worry if you fluff up a bit, okay? But I really want you to film yourself, make sure you're in the 30-second time limit, and then watch it back. And just watch yourself, and it may be cringy to start off with. I know watching yourself in a video, you know, I hate it when you watch yourself in a video, you listen to yourself, but honestly, just watch it back, see how you come across, and it's not going to be perfect, but try and get it as close to, you know, as close to perfect as you can get it within 2 takes. You don't want to be taking more than 2 takes of video, otherwise the whole concept of creating short video means that it isn't very short anymore, okay? So practice and watch it back. That's another really, really big tip. The next tip I want to give you is to get some honest feedback. So think about the people in your life that know you well and that are completely honest with you. And I want you to show these people the video and ask them to be critical and ask them for some really honest feedback. Because there might be certain things that you're doing that you don't realise that it might be good to kind of think about that a bit more. If you're constantly going stumbling a bit, you know, I've mentioned that we don't want to retake these videos too much, but you need them to be to a certain level so that they appear professional. So just get other people to watch them, get around 5 people who you know well to watch these videos and really say to them, look, I want you to be critical. And you know, one person you could send to them is me. I'll give you honest feedback. As I said, you can tweet me at @Knowlton1. Show me your video, you can private message it to me, and I'll give you some really honest feedback. And you know, this is gonna really help you improve the quality of your video, because people are gonna give you some really great feedback to help improve for the next time. And the next tip, the final tip, is to be patient. Be patient. You're not suddenly going to be a video expert after this webinar series, but you've got all the knowledge, all the tools, all the planning that you need within these videos to be great at creating short video to grow your business. So what I want you to do now is to create these videos and really be patient and be consistent. You don't just want to create one short video and think that's it, that's your lot. You really want to be consistent and regularly post these videos. I want you to do a video at least once a week. You know, I do video every day, but you may not have the time to do it every day, but I really want you to start thinking of a consistent strategy you can use to continue to create and upload short video to promote on your social media, your blog, your email list, all of the different things we spoke about in the second webinar. And I really want you to be patient and be consistent. So now it's down to you. It's action time. It's your turn to really get out there and start creating these videos. So I want you to go ahead now and create your first video, and I want you to upload it to social media and make sure you tag the Women's Enterprise Kent Twitter account here. And also I want you to tag my account here at @Knowlton1. Okay, because then we can both have a look at your video, and I really want to see some of these videos that you guys are creating, because I love seeing, you know, other people starting to do this stuff that I'm teaching, and it'd be great to see it. I'd love to see how you're getting on. So go ahead now, create these videos and tag us on Twitter or Facebook, and we'd love to see them. So thanks a lot for watching this 3-part webinar series. Remember, you can go back through these 3 videos and, you know, do the process again, repeat the process to really start to hone in on some of the tactics and strategies I've taught you throughout these videos, so that you can really start to improve your strategy, improve your short video strategies, and look at some of the other videos you could create. You know, in the first webinar, I spoke about product tutorials, I spoke about loads of other different videos that you can start to try, telling your brand story. You know, you could get on Snapchat and really start to try and test some of these strategies, and you'll really notice a boost in your brand exposure, in your lead generation, in the amount of clients you're getting. This stuff really does work. So get out there, start creating this video, and I'd love to see them. Thanks a lot for listening.